I just went and looked at Ryan's discussion on this whole issue, and I decided I would make a little bit of my own. A lot of things about what's happened in the last couple of days has bothered me a lot, and actually some of the things that Ryan said in her tape bothers me a lot too. I decided to go back and start at the very first message that began this whole controversy, and it was Sean who said, I guess it wasn't Sean originally, it was somebody else, I'm not sure what the original post is, but somebody said Travel Golf is looking for a video hostess to do video podcasts from her home studio. This casting call is not region specific. Then it goes on to talk about the podcast. There's nothing about being a hottie, nothing else. When that wasn't answered, a few days later, Sean posted a message that said, "Can anyone out there help me with this? We're looking to hire a video podcast hostess. What would be the most effective way to spread the word about this opportunity? Or do you know anyone who might be interested?" Again, there's no hottie, none of this whole sexism that this evolved into. Josh Leo, trying to be helpful, asked what the logic was in hiring the whole woman. I'm curious to know your logic behind this whole woman thing. I know it was brought up in another thread, but it never got answered. What's the main reason you are looking for a woman to host? Is it sex appeal? Why not someone with a knowledge of golf? Why not anyone with a passion for golf or an exciting video presence? It sounded like he was looking more to the content of the podcast rather than the gender or appearance of the host, but I didn't get the feeling from the original post that there was a specific need for some specific kind of appearance. I'm kind of rambling here. However, then the next message that came about was from Andreas, who answered Josh asked, "What's the main reason you're looking for a woman to host?" And Andreas says, "Boobs trumps golf." That kind of seemed to be where it all started. Adam said this may not be the best place to cast for attractive female models, although I guess it couldn't hurt. I took offense at that, and I said that seemed like a sexist remark, and it did, because the way I read it, it sounded like female video bloggers were all a bunch of dogs, so why even bother coming to this group to look for a hostess if you wanted a hostess for a golf show? But then it went on and on and on about boobs and men and sexism and all this sort of stuff. And when I really got angry when Paul, who is one of the few people on this list that I've actually had any kind of personal contact with, essentially said women are too thin-skinned and they ought to get over themselves and get a sense of humor. It brought back so many bad memories of being told by my father all my life that I was too sensitive and I needed to get over myself. And I don't think that's true. I think that if you have feelings, strong feelings about something, then you have the right to be able to express those strong feelings. And to be told that you just need to get a sense of humor is minimizing, and it doesn't acknowledge the fact that something has bothered you enough to make a strong statement about it. So in my apparently inept fashion, I tried to explain to Paul how that made me feel. Paul, again, as people have said, you can't really get a sense of by just reading words all the time what the intent was, but the way I read it, Paul kind of stomped his feet, had a tantrum, and said he was going to take his toys and go off and play someplace else. I mean, that was not exactly what he said, but something to the effect that we had pretty much destroyed him, which was not my intent. My intent was to say people are upset, people of the feminine persuasion are upset by the tone of this conversation, and to tell us that we need to lighten up and get a sense of humor because the good old boys are just having a lot of fun talking about hotties. dismisses any feelings that I might have or that anybody else might have. So that was where I pretty much tuned out of the discussion until Brittany posted her message, which I personally thought was a wonderful way of doing it, because we could see what she was saying, we could hear what she was saying, we could see how upset she was. And then Ryan posted hers. And the thing I think that bothers me the most about Ryan's is kind of it's on a personal thing, and I've said this in videos before. Ryan went on at great length about what a shame it is that more women aren't video bloggers, and how the video blogging world is dominated by white guys, and that mostly the people that she deals with are white guys, and why doesn't she get together with women video bloggers. I've been on this list for a year now, and I have said this before. I don't make good videos. Right now I'm using my webcam, which is a crappy video, but I'm using it because my video camera is broken, and because I have no money to buy a new video camera. So this, this and my digital camera are going to be it for indefinitely. But I post a video every single day, and I have been trying to learn some of the finer points. I'm 63 years old. I know you're tired of my hearing me say that. So I don't have the opportunity, the finances, or the equipment to keep up with all of the new technology, but I do post a video every day. Some of them are DVDs, VHS tapes that I've transferred to DVD. Some are things that happen in my own personal life. Occasionally there's something that somebody might find interesting. I do them for me. I don't really do them for the wider audience, but I have from time to time come onto the list to ask a question, and most of the time when I post a message, I am ignored by the women, by the men. I came on when my video camera broke. I came on, and at that time I thought maybe I could afford to buy a new camera, so I was looking for some sort of a guidance on what would be the best kind of a camera for me to get given my financial problems. Not a single answer, not one. Recently, a guy came on looking for advice about a movie camera. Boy, had a whole bunch of answers right away. I think maybe one of the reasons why there aren't more women video bloggers, at least on this list, is because, sometimes you get the feeling you're chopped liver. I really want to go to VloggerCon because there are so many of you whose videos I have watched and whose videos I enjoy and who I would like to meet face to face. But I'm beginning to think that, based on the fact that I can't ever seem to get any, I don't know, I get the feeling sometimes that I'm a little kid still in class raising my hand saying, teacher, notice me, notice me. You guys are all so far off in a distant dimension that somebody like me, who has a little dinky video camera, a digital camera that I take videos with, who doesn't go out and march in parades or interview celebrities or anything like that, who's just taking pictures of puppies and flowers and scenery and stuff like that, that we're so boring that we're not worth dealing with. If the video blogging community isn't going to be all-inclusive, to me, when I got into this, video blogging was somebody with a video camera who went out and took pictures, videos, whatever, of things that interested them, and presented those to the world for anybody who was interested in watching them. But I don't know. I think this whole technology is evolving so fast that things have changed so much in the time that I've been here that I just don't feel I can keep up anymore. And since I'm not likely to be able to afford to buy any kind of equipment that is going to give me good quality videos, or the kind of videos that I used to make that I really liked, I don't know. I don't think there's any point in my picking up 500 messages a day that I'm just going to delete because I don't understand them. You guys are all, even the oldest of you, with a few exceptions, Randy Wicker, for example, but there are a few of you who are my contemporaries, but most of you, even the oldest of you, is young enough to be my son or my daughter. So maybe it's not so much that I'm a woman, but it's that I'm an old woman. And but I don't feel welcome in this community. Usually when I do something like this, I end up getting messages, oh yes, yes, oh we really like you and we really want to meet you and everything else. But then I post a message saying, hey guys, how about a suggestion on a camera? And once again, there's no response whatsoever. Or I post a message that says, you know, you said such and such, and, you know, maybe this is an idea. And, I mean, it's like I'm talking to a wall. So that may be why there are other women in the video blogging community who are not part of this group, but who maybe are making good video blogs. I don't know if this makes any sense at all. I can't see what I'm doing because I'm looking at my email and not at my computer screen. I have no idea how long it's been going on, but I wanted to weigh in on this hefty subject, and now I've done so, and I've probably made an idiot of myself. See you in San Francisco. This ought to be a really interesting meeting.